Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. We are ready to begin. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone to please rise. We're going to formally introduce for the first time in public, and we need everyone to make some noise, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear that big round of applause for the first time in public, Mr. and Mrs. Curtis and Caitlin Shelton. Be seated. Mr. Tim Brody, please.
Pay no attention to the man. I didn't know you guys were coming. Is this, it's on? Oh, first thing. Anyway, before I say anything else, Christy and Josh, you guys are the best. You took care of all the details. Thank you all for coming. My sister's a smart ass. You know, I spent a lot of time thinking what to say, and I thought, well, I'll say something witty and clever, but then I realized I'm not witty and clever. I'm going to get sidetracked here, but it'll be clear. We lived in Downers Grove for almost 40 years, and the house had a dirt floor crawl space. And in the whole time, there were only like 5 people that went down there besides me, and one of them was Caitlin. Not because I made her stay down there. She loves to read, which I'm so proud of her for. And I had to do some plumbing or something downstairs, and you really had to crawl down there. It's just dirt. And she said she wanted to come down there with me. So while I fixed the plumbing, she had a flashlight and she read a book. And it just blew my mind. Sorry. And what else was it? Oh, I forgot to mention, if my brother Tom is watching, if my brother Tom is watching, I miss him, and he couldn't be here because of health reasons. But a lot of weekends, he watched more ballet than football. And that's saying a lot. So Tom, one more thing. I used to, for a while I worked nights, and when Caitlin was in kindergarten, she was always the last one off the bus, and she was always asleep. So the bus driver would wake her up, and she's always half asleep, and I'd pick her up in my arms, carry her home. And Curtis, you get to get her from the bus now. Cheers. We wish you nothing but the best. Sorry, we wish you nothing but the best, and I forgot to bring my. We love you.
Thank you very much. Now let's hear that big applause for Mr. John Shelton, please, father of the groom.
Well, first, I want to mention that I've seen a lot of faces among Curtis's friends that I haven't seen for decades and who came a long distance. And I know it meant a lot to Curtis and Caitlin that all of you, particularly those of you who have traveled, came to be a part of this celebration. So I just want to acknowledge that. I shared with Curtis privately recently how proud I am of him, but I want to say it publicly, that it's really very gratifying as a father to see your son grow into such a fine human being and find his place in the world and find someone that he loves and who loves him, to share that with him. And I'm really happy for Curtis that he has found that, and I'm very happy that Caitlin is the woman that he found to be a part of his life. I really am. I was charmed by Caitlin the moment that I met her. She is intelligent, but really down to earth, and genuine and warm. I think anyone who listened to those vows should be aware of how perfect they are for each other, how very much they love each other, and how much they are thinking about each other and committed to each other, and really, in addition to being in love with each other, I think good friends, which I think bodes well for the relationship. So I'm very glad that Caitlin is a part of Curtis's life, and I'm very glad that Caitlin has become part of our lives. As well as she brings with her Tim and Lori, who I'm just starting to get to know, but they're really cool, and I think we're going to become very good friends. Yeah, all right. I'll wrap it up. And Shannon and Ryan, too. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how nice it was for Buddy and Sadie, the dogs, that they also found each other as part of this whole process. Oh man, I didn't bring my glass with me. Excuse me. I knew there would be a hitch. Okay. So I just want to raise a toast to Curtis and Caitlin, to a long and loving and happy and fulfilling marriage.
All right, now let's do that big applause for Caitlin's sister and maid of honor, Shannon Brody.
I'll give you time for the glass clinking if you want. I'm afraid, to be heckled. I should know how to do that. I'm a dancer. I should find my spot. So I'm Caitlin's sister, Shannon. You probably guessed that because we've been mistaken for twins, and we sound pretty much identical, I would say. Even my voicemails to her and from her, I would get confused. But I feel like Caitlin and I have always shared many similar interests. We've both always been drawn to more artistic pursuits like reading, writing. I've always been the dancer. Caitlin danced too, but she's always been reading and the most brilliant and beautiful writer. So much so that I would have her edit anything important that I've ever done. But this was the one thing that I couldn't have her edit, so please bear with me as we go on this journey together. We have some other similarities, like we've always loved 2000s emo music, books by Jane Austen, the 5-hour BBC version of Pride and Prejudice, which we watched on different VHS tapes. It's the best version, we know. Even though we're very similar, we still had our sisterly disagreements, but I think our relationship has really continued to grow over time. Like, for instance, I'm no longer trying to convince her that Medusa lives in Mammoth Cave. I was pretty convincing, and I may have ruined a family vacation. Or Caitlin's no longer damaging my 5th grade King Tut paper mache project out of spite, we're making progress. I don't know what I did, we discussed it, but I probably deserved it. When we were younger, we also liked a lot of the same movies. We'd watch and rewatch tons and tons of movies, like, the classics like Toy Story, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Star Wars, of course, and our favorite in our family, Apollo 13. We loved that movie as kids. We watched it a lot. If you're not familiar, it's based on the true story of the 3 astronauts on the mission to the moon. The ship suffered catastrophic mechanical failures and almost didn't make it back to Earth. So there you go. That was my... Well, one of the things that I loved so much about the movie was not only the courage of the astronauts in space, but the team of scientists and engineers on the ground that worked to figure out how to get them home. They needed oxygen. They needed just a way to get into the atmosphere without burning up, which is important. So for me, okay, my team of problem-solving scientists has always been one person, and that's been my sister. Whether it's like helping me get my macrame business going when I couldn't teach during shutdowns, or getting an appointment to dye my hair fun colors when I was having a difficult time. I don't want to cry. I can't look at you. I lost my place. She helped organize funds for my dog when she was very sick, and would just be there when I needed to cry on the phone in the middle of a Target parking lot, or it could have been Jewel or Walgreens. I'm not sure. Maybe all three. Of course, writing the most beautiful, heartfelt maid of honor speech at my wedding. Caitlin has always been there and been my team of scientists, helping me solve problems, helping me get oxygen when I need it, and making sure I don't burn up in the atmosphere. So all I wanted was for my sister to find someone as caring, loving, and intelligent as she is, to be by her side, to be her team of scientists. And as I got to know Curtis, I could see he was all these things. And he liked really good music. I couldn't be happier that these two lovely people found one another, and I know Caitlin and Curtis will be the most supportive of partners and always help one another find the oxygen and the correct trajectory through the atmosphere as they celebrate the beauty of their lives together. I'm not a crier. Normally I break out in hives, but let's, I'm gonna come over and, sorry. So let's raise a glass and toast to Caitlin and Curtis. Everything today is so beautiful, and also the cast of Apollo 13.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause, please. And now let's hear for the groom's brother and best man, Chris Shelton.
Remember my drink. For those of you who don't know me, I am Christopher, Curtis's brother, and I just did not want to miss the opportunity to say how honored and happy I am to be here to celebrate with you, to see old friends and family and make new friends and family. And I don't have any embarrassing stories to tell about Curtis. I mean, I have them, but I'm not going to tell them, mostly because they are equally embarrassing for me. But I wanted to take the opportunity to comment a bit on what I think is a very beautiful theme and metaphor that you've chosen for your wedding, which is the stars. I'm sure you have many of your own thoughts, and we all know how they have inspired scientists and sailors, and I would like to add to the list the psychics. I'm a magician myself, and the stars watch over our lives in many ways, but the mystery, the magic, and the unknown things that are coming to you, I know you will face head on and will be one of the most exciting parts of your journey together. Those who know me will not be surprised that the first thing I did was try to turn to Shakespeare for some quote about the stars. And I thought I had one, and what I found, it wasn't there. The quote I was looking for is actually from a scientist almost 400 years later who studied the stars and said, "We are made of stardust." The quote I found was from a magician who lived his life according to the stars and said, "We are such stuff as dreams are made on." So if they are the same, I would like to toast tonight to your dreams. To your past dreams and your dreams of the past, which I know will carry you forward, and to your future dreams and your dreams for the future. My wish tonight is that they all come true for you. Thank you.
Let's hear that big round of applause, please. And now your groom, Curtis, would like to say a couple words.
All right. So I just wanted to take the next 30 seconds to say thank you to everybody who came out tonight. I know it wasn't easy for everyone to get out here, and it means so, so much to us. We're just so grateful to have our friends and family here in one room. And I can't tell you how we've just, the whole last week, that's all we've been able to talk about. It's just that you're all here, and we can't wait to see you, and we're so excited. So thank you to all of you for making it out. I also wanted to take a second to thank all the people that made this happen. So Ignite is just, this space is beautiful, and they've been so incredible. Our caterers, the food is just amazing. Alex, our photographer, and Maggie, co-photographer, it's been incredible all day. And of course, DJ Alex with the tunes. And then last, but certainly not least, I'd like to give one more round of applause for Christy, who has been our Day Up coordinator. And has literally saved us on several occasions today. So, but yeah, that's it. And I guess next up, I think I'm handing it over to DJ Alex to announce what's next. So thank you all for being here. We love you, and really just appreciate seeing you all here. So thank you.
Mr. Tim Brody and Caitlin, of course. So a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Photographer's going to set up the lights real quick, okay? 1 second.